Morning, market snappers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started at 9:02 a.m. Oops. I thought I was ahead of schedule, and then I don't know. I just get distracted on the charts or whatever, and going down to get water and stuff like that. So here we are, starting 2 minutes late. So apologize for that, but close enough. Close enough. What's today? Wednesday? Wacky Wednesday, right? Um, Yep, got a lot of sleep the last 2 nights. My sister's in town, and she was adamant about taking the night shift, so, she wants to spend as much time with her niece as possible, and, yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that. I got 2 full nights of sleep. I think the first time in, 4.5 weeks. Because leading up to the whole baby thing, right? The whole baby being born thing, right? But with that, we'll get into it. The first half of the live stream, we'll cover Bitcoin, then the altcoins, the indices. Nasdaq continues to drop. Right, we talked about this when it was at 20,500. Right, we talked about it. We'll get into it. We'll cover it. Then we'll cover the Magnificent Seven briefly, stocks, crypto, all that stuff. So we're gonna get into all of that. Second half of the live stream, put in all your chart requests early. Early bird gets the worm, and we will cover your chart requests. Put in all the details. Let me know if it's crypto or stock or whatever type of asset class it is, along with the ticker symbol, because none of this is scripted. None of this is edited. So we want to keep the live streaming. We want to keep the flow to it, and not have to search for an asset for 5 minutes, wasting time. So we want to keep this efficient and smooth for 30, 45, possibly even 60 minutes. And if we have to go over 60 minutes, we will. But then I have to flip the hat on backwards. So here we go. Let's start getting into it. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everyone back here. Martina, good morning. Lawrence, hello. Welcome back. Woo! Wednesday. Chief Dog Walker reporting. Chief Dog Walker reporting for. I haven't been taking her the last couple of days either. So my sister's really stepped up. She's like my mom, though. Probably like me too. Where she needs to be doing something at all times, right? She needs to be doing something all the time. So my mom's like that. You could probably say I'm like that. Gotta have like a mission, gotta have something going on. But all right, let's do it. Let's get in. So she's been helping a lot, needless to say. So here we go. Kind of zooming out here. Let's see. I don't know if this is gonna, if you can see this or not. Here, maybe I'm too close to the screen. Maybe I'm too close to the screen. So still possibly following the Apple fractal, right? Still possibly following it. Maybe this peak is similar to this peak, right? Maybe it'll put in another higher low similar to over here, and then continues to make a move higher. So we're still tracking the Apple fractal. I haven't been moving it around. It's been lined up since over here. So we've been watching it like 6, 7, 8 weeks already. It's been following it, tracking it fairly closely. Not exact, but fairly closely. Even put in the bullish divergence. And what I was posting in the Discord yesterday, just to give like timely updates. Let's see. Price was about $67,000 at the time I posted it with all the details. And you can see the key target 4, right? Obviously, in the Discord, I'm putting out the exact target that I'm talking about. But for the live stream purposes, it was target 4 out of 4. Price broke through it. Actually hit target 5, right? Not pictured. Hit target 5 though. Here, just for visual purposes. There's a target 5 that it actually hit as well. And then when it was price was about 67,000 something, like 500, 350-ish. I posted we would like to see, if we start seeing a retracement, we'd like to see it find support at target 4 and then continue upward, right? That is a bullish move. Flipping resistance, key target 4 from resistance into support would be bullish, and we would love to see that. So we'll see if that happens or not. We don't know. We don't have a magic crystal ball. We're just trying to snipe the markets to the best of our ability. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only, and you know, hopefully you find some entertainment along the way, whether you're laughing with me or at me. I don't care as long as we're all laughing. So Bitcoin's flat today. It was up, but it's currently flat right now. And let's put everything back on over here. So still bullish on the daily chart. Kind of letting the trending dots catch up. We talked about it when the trending dots were at like 63,000. Kind of letting the trending dots catch up. So maybe over the next few days, price retest the trending dots as the trending dots continue upward right around about target 4. So that's what I also posted in Discord before the breakdown yesterday was, letting price catch up, maybe the trending dots and or target 4 will kind of line up. Price kind of finds support there and then continues upward after that. So we'll see if that happens or not. MIGI. Okay, sure. Down 6.4% today. There you go. Just kidding, Carlos. Could you please have a look at MU Micron Technology Inc.? Sure, you got it, Martino. Good afternoon, Caesar. Welcome back. All right, so that is Bitcoin daily chart. We're still watching it from this last breakout over here, below $60,000. We talked about it back here when it was the bullish divergence followed by reverse candle, followed by additional bullish divergence, followed by, finding support, and then the breaking back out at $59,000. So we've been covering it the entire way. Hey, can you look at ENS? Sure, you got it. You got it, Ed. Thanks for putting in all the details, everyone. That way I can search for it quickly. And Matthew, hello. That way I can search for it quickly and keep this thing going. So let's go. Ethereum down 2%, right? So maybe it'll find support at the trending dots. Maybe it comes back down, retraces some of that, and however it plays out, right? The next move is the next move, right? However it plays out like this, that would be the next milestone breakout over there. A little bit of a fake out here, come back down, right? Maybe it retraces some of that move and then pulls out like that. So pulls out like that. So Solana, is that the ticker symbol? I think I've had someone request that in the past. I'm pretty sure I've covered that in the past, but I can't remember. Let me know. Yeah, early bird gets the worm, because if we start getting a lot of requests, then then I only can cover so much of it. Sand, right? Sand broke back below the trending dots. The trending dots are still green as of right now. So we'll see if it regains the trending dots or not. Those targets are still valid in my own personal opinion, unless price takes out this wick down here, then I'll have to redraw them in the future. So that's what we're looking at. In my opinion, the bullish divergence hasn't been cleared yet. So we'll see if the bullish divergence gets cleared, meaning higher, at least one target's going to get hit, right? So we'll see. Near hit 3 out of 4 targets to the downside so far. And we'll see if it finds support or not. Maybe it comes back down a little bit, puts in a higher low, and then continues on after that. So, if you want to kind of know where it might be able to find bottom, like it's in an uptrend, even if it came all the way back down here, right? Still, even if there's a sell signal, it's still a possible uptrend, right? Still a possible uptrend. And then you could even draw like a new one like that, right? Maybe like that. So, however it plays out, near still currently bullish as of right now, and then it maybe continues upward from there. So we will see. It did have a candle close back below the trending dots as of right now. Trending dots are trending upward, so we'll keep an eye on near as well. Filecoin, similar thoughts to Sand. right? Similar thoughts. Mana, similar thoughts to sand, right? What else? What else? Rari, similar thoughts, the bullish divergence, looking for those higher lows to be established, right? Takes time to get the ship turned around, right? We talked about it, we covered it every single day on these live streams. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Help me, help you, help me with the algorithms. That'd be great. Help me stay motivated, right? Help me stay motivated over here. Smashing the likes, smashing the subscribe buttons. YouTubers are very good, very good at it. The Twitter X app folk, we need a little bit more help from time to time. So we'll keep doing it. Let's see. That was yesterday's live stream. So smash that like button. Ooh, we're up to 6 likes now. Hit the repost button. Let's get these fingers warmed up over here. And then let's do, I don't know. Which one do we want? That one? Okay. We're just picking emojis now. 5 seconds flat. We did all of that. 5 seconds flat. Takes a lot of time out of your day, right? Algo has only hit one target to the upside so far. This is a higher low. Maybe it puts in another higher low. We'll see. Too early to call it, right? If you had a stop loss in and you move that stop loss to break even, you may or may not be getting stopped out here in the near future, right? So always have a plan. If you're going to take buys, don't forget to take sells, right? Or if your plan is to hold it and your stop loss is way down here, might be okay, right? It might be okay. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Cardano, similar thoughts. Dot, AVAX, Chainlink, they all start looking very similar, right? They all start looking very similar. Let's switch gears over the indices. Whoo, man, who would have ever thought this was going to happen, right? Who would have thought this was ever going to happen? Yep, we don't have a magic crystal ball, right? We don't have a magic crystal ball, but we talked about it way back here. We covered the bearish divergence, right? We did. We covered that. There was bearish divergence after hitting ANF target 1. Longer term ANF target 1. We had bearish divergence. We called it out on the live stream. I guarantee it. I guarantee we called it on the live stream. The next day, there was a reversal candle, right? There was bearish divergence followed by a reversal candle. We know it's not 100% accurate. It's not 100% accurate, but it's pretty. I'm not going to say it. It's pretty accurate, right? I don't know. It's accurate. It's just not 100% accurate. If it was 100% accurate, then I'd probably start going all in, and then we become billionaires in no time. So we're not billionaires. It's not 100% accurate, so we don't go all in. We learned the hard way back in the 20s. We don't go all in, right? We've relearned not going all in on options, right? Before getting into like crypto trading, stuff like that. I did it. I had some big swings in options to the positive and negative. So, always relearning life lessons, not to the extent of my 20s, but, relearning the hard way, right? So, anyways, we covered the reversal on Thursday, the 11th. I guarantee it. Talked about this could be a possible lower high. Then we had that sell signal in real time on the live stream because it hadn't broken down fully yet because it was at 9 a.m. It wasn't even flashing a pending sell signal yet. And we were talking about, we already had the targets lined up. We were already talking about possibly hitting target 1. It did. And then it's been bearish ever since. So you have, I'm not an Elliott wave whatsoever. If you use it for like ideas, probably works out pretty good, but not enough for me to like build a strategy off of it. But account 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is maybe the 5th count. Maybe you get a ABC correction after that, right? So you got 2 bear flags. Boom, boom. And maybe this is the 5th one. And I think that on the Elliott wave, the 5th wave isn't as long as the 3rd wave. Don't quote me on that. I'm not Elliott wave for a reason, but for idea purposes, this could be that 5th wave. Maybe even hits target 3, or maybe it gets there's some profit taking right before my third target. Why are the whales doing that to me? It happens very often that some of my key targets get front run slightly, and so just be aware of that. So bearish divergence, the divergence is cleared as of right now. This gap was filled, right? That gap is filled over here. Let's just remove it. And target 2 has been hit. Breaking news. Target 2 was hit today. Breaking news. And it is dropping right now, right? This is a big move for the Nasdaq futures. 3% move is big in one day. That's a pretty big move. That is a pretty big move. So we drew this out back here, right? Didn't know if it was going to come all the way back up to the trending dots or not. It did not. It only came back to 20,000. But as this was breaking down at about 20,000, 3 to 500 ish. I can't remember. We have to go back to an old live stream, but the live stream on July 17th, somewhere around 20,300 to 500. No, I think it was closer to 20,500. I posted on the Twitter X app actually on the 17th, so a week ago, and the live stream, and I said if we lose support here, right, at 20,100, if we don't find support there and it bounces, then we can see 19,100, right? So 19,100, and I was saying it could drop 1,000 points from there, right? So somewhere around here, I posted about it and we talked about it on the live stream. If it loses support here, then I didn't even talk about the second target. I just went straight for the third target, which is about 19,100, and that the Nasdaq would drop 1,000 points. Whether it happens today or not, we don't know, or tomorrow, whatever. Blah 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 blah. Right? There is room to the downside. There is room to the downside. So we'll see how it plays out. But down 3% today. Woo-wee. Wow. It's pumped all the way up to almost $21,000, right, on the Nasdaq futures. So we'll find out if it finds support somewhere in the near future. Maybe not, right? Broke down from this trend line, broke down from this more parabolic trend line, right? We had all that mapped out in advance. So nothing new here. Shooter, by the way. What's up, Shooter, by the way? Welcome back. Welcome back. Market Sniper over there. What else? What else? What else? What else? SP 500. Looks the same as the NASDAQ, right? Looks the same as the NASDAQ. So you got a gap there. Probably breaking down from target 2 right now, similar to NASDAQ, maybe slightly behind. Do have a gap. Did have the bearish divergence. We talked about it. Didn't have bearish divergence going all the way back here like the NASDAQ, but we did talk about bearish divergence on the 16th, followed by a reverse candle as well. And then it started to break back down. Candle closed back below the trending dots, right on the upward trend line from there. So SP 500 looks similar. Dow Jones also had that reverse candle. Russell 2000, possible lower high. We don't know. What else? The dollar breaking back down. Maybe. We don't know yet. Too early to say. Thought we were regaining that upward trend line, but we talked about this on the live streams too. Maybe it comes back down for a back test and then rolls back over. Maybe it comes up like that, right? VIX, we talked about this. We covered it. The breakout here, right? Starting to break out in the VIX. These were like key retracements targets, right? Probably something like that. You got the 200-week moving average up here, retested there, retested here, right? Retested multiple times. Weekly chart, also bullish on the weekly chart. Something to pay attention to. Something to not disregard, right? Wouldn't be disregarding it whatsoever. I would be paying attention to it. I am paying attention to it. What else? 2-week chart. Pending buy sale on the 2-week chart. What about the monthly chart? pending MACD bullish crossover. I haven't looked at this in a while. So this was a huge move back January 2020, January 2020, I don't know. January 2020, right? Spiked all the way up to $85. I'm not saying that's going to happen again. We'll probably have to flip it to log, but I'm just trying to look at like just a quick line, right? So maybe something like that. Just keep an eye on, right? Keep an eye on it. Yeah, if you're looking at higher time frames like the monthly chart, probably got to flip to log, but just as a quick idea, right? Just a quick idea. You know, if you start to see the higher time frames flip bullish and is breaking out like over here above the higher time frames are bullish if they are, right? If price is back above the 200-week moving average, if we're starting to get above these longer term downward trend lines, then we could see a massive move on the VIX, which is not good for the markets, right? That means a bigger correction's coming. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. It's the very beginning of a correction, whether it's short term or longer term. It is the beginning of a correction, right? It starts with the beginning, and then we don't know if it's going to turn into something bigger or not. But it started with bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle, followed by hitting targets on the daily chart. And then once we start seeing like higher time frames start to flip bearish, then that's when we could start talking about maybe even a bigger correction over here. But as of right now, the VIX is pumping pretty good on the daily chart. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. This would be like a pretty big, I don't know why I keep doing that, but pretty big milestone if price flips the 200-week moving average, if price flips that longer term downward trend line. Again, I'd probably want to switch to log if it was going to be on a monthly chart. So this downward trend line probably looks way different, right? What else? Apple, let's switch over to the Magnificent Seven, all breaking down. I'm assuming if the NASDAQ is as well. Down 5% on, it's under 3 trillion now. It's 2.87 trillion. So from that peak so far, 18% of a $3 trillion asset, right? that's massive. And it's within a short period of time. It's about a month, right? So a month, a lower high, a lower low that we talked about and covered. That is a lower low, confirming the lower high. We do have this gap down here. We do have a gap down here, right? All the way down at $69. So the correction has movement to the downside, right? If that was 2.8, yeah, there's room to the downside for sure. Down 5.5%. Wow, that's pretty big. So just be aware of all that, right? Just be aware of all of that. That's on Nvidia, right? So Meta, similar, right? Just came up short on the ANF target 1. Had the bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. We talked about it. You have this gap down here that was partially filled, but still at $400 over there. Amazon breaking back down. Was this a bull trap? We talked about that. Was that a bull trap? Bearish divergence, right? Microsoft. Woo! These are big moves on the Magnificent Seven. So we're gonna have to be looking for other opportunities, right? As well. I mean, I wasn't in the Magnificent Seven, but I definitely wouldn't be in it right now. Not financial advice, just me. I'd be, if you're in it to win it, right? At what point do you take profits and what point do you look for a new opportunity, right? Tesla down 10%. The markets giveth, the markets taketh, right? So we pointed this out back here before the gap down today, before the gap down 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, we started seeing a candle close back below, right? On Friday, Monday pumped back up and then had another candle close back below the trending dots. We talked about it. We drew this out. We drew this out before the gap down, right? Before the gap down. Foresight is greater than hindsight. Foresight is greater than hindsight. That's why I'm going to teach my daughter chess, right? Teach her chess. She's going to be a killer. I don't know if she'll ever be the girl version of Bobby Fischer. Probably not. But if I teach her young, like I learned young, and I was able to surpass my dad, and I was never a grandmaster, but I've beaten grandmasters. For a while, I held a rating as a master. It was close to like grandmaster, but never grandmaster, never in a real person-to-person tournament, but tournaments online. So, take it for what it is. But I'm nowhere near where I was in my 20s, right? So you peak at a certain level, and so and plus I don't play as much as I used to when I was younger. So with that, but teach my daughter chess, and maybe she'll one day beat me and surpass me. That would be awesome to see. Yeah, not going to post that one, Tesla John. So what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Tesla down 10%. Apple pending sell signal. What a move that was, right? Pending sell signal. There was bearish divergence. The indicators picking it up, right? The Sharp Shooter 2.0 picked it up for you, right? Yes. Yes, I teach divergences in one of the first videos, right? I teach divergences because depending on the settings, it's not always going to pick it up, but to help speed up learning, then price predictions. I don't really give price predictions, Carlos. I just, I'll lay out targets and stuff, but I don't really give. But yeah, I mean, I've talked about it pretty much every live stream. Yeah, the whole prediction thing, like, I don't know, just kind of makes me cringe. Like, oh, I'm predicting this or predicting that. I mean, I have targets set out, but I don't claim to predict anything or have a magic crystal ball. It's like, we're just looking for retracements, reversals, stuff like that, right? So, and then we lay out the targets, and we'll see if price hits certain targets, lock in profits, treat it like a business. But yeah, Apple had the bearish divergence. Was this a lower high or additional bearish divergence? That was the lower high, right? So we had the bearish divergence followed by the lower high, followed by the RSI sell signal on the 18th, right? On the 18th. Yep. So we had the bearish divergence caught by the indicator. There was reverse candle, then additional bearish divergence again, and then the RSI sell signal and the candle close back below the trending dots, signaling at least a retracement, if not a trend reversal. And now we have a pending sell signal on Apple as well, 3%. So Apple at the peak was over 3. Let's see. How far is it down? Almost 10%. So say if it was 3.5, yeah. Yeah, so maybe 3.5 trillion at one time. I don't know. I'm not doing math today. Yeah, we could, if we have time, we'll do it. Bob tag, just because you kind of put it in a late request, but usually we do anyways. But yeah, Apple pending sell signal on Apple. Yep. Google down 5%. Talked about the candle close over here. There was bearish divergence here, not picked up on the indicator. Bearish divergence here. Here, let's circle that. Bearish divergence here. Reverse the candle. Reverse the candle, right? Breaking down from the upward trend line and the trending dots, multiple candles below, right? and then the sell signal, right? So the sell signals and the buy signals on the sharpshooter candles 3.1, there are many signs to take profits well before the pending sells and pending buy signals, right? So many many signals to take profits well before it finally has a sell signal. So, if you know my strategy, then you'll know what I'm talking about. It's all in the videos and stuff. The sharpshooter candles were built off of the strategy as closely as possible. It was never the strategy was never built off of an indicator, right? I mean, built off like RSI and stuff like that, but uh you get what I'm saying, right? So a lot of people will find an indicator and build a strategy. We built a strategy years ago, and then now a couple years ago we built this indicator off of the strategy. So it's been some time, right? And we've just kind of either added to it or stay with what's working, right? So, ooh, Magnificent Seven getting blasted today. Who would have saw that coming, right? Who would have saw that? Oh, the market snipers would have caught that. Probably not good for some of these other high risk assets, right? So keep an eye on it, right? Is Bitcoin going to break correlation or is it lagging time wise? I don't know. Just be cautiously optimistic that Bitcoin's on its own path. Be cautiously optimistic because I don't think it's uncorrelated, right? I don't decorrelated, uncorrelated. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not an English major by no means. uh Basically what I'm saying, it's still correlated as a more of a high risk asset still. I don't care what people think or say. Uh it's until proven otherwise, right? Until proven otherwise. Hut is that a lower high, right? Is that bearish divergence? Possible lower high on Hut. So you've got bearish divergence followed by a possible lower high, an ugly bearish candle, engulfing bearish candle on Hut. So if you took that breakout back at like $8 or $8.88 or somewhere around that $9 area, right? When would now be a good time to take profits, right? That's a good question, Jesse. I don't know. Well, if you don't know and you like to learn more, Bitfarm pumped all the way up, hit 4 out of 4 targets to upside, came back down, right? Is breaking back down the training dots again, right? Kind of came back up, got rejected at target 4. It's back into target 3, right? So somewhere in between. Marathon Digital hit 4 out of 4 targets to the upside. It was getting overbought. Indecision candle is like a lot of people like to call it, or the candle experts out there. Another bearish engulfing candle after the indecision candle, right? And so it's not part of my trading whatsoever, but if you are aware of the candles, you can kind of like you can't build a strategy by itself, but for ideas and possible trend reversals, you could be seeing, hey, this is overbought. And you can see that it's kind of like an indecision, and then that was bearish engulfing candle, right? So, and then lo and behold, we had sell signals after that. So it worked out in that instance, right? We don't know if it was going to continue to consolidate and break out to the upside, or if it's going to break back down from that upward trend line from there. Don't forget there's a big gap at $10.53. Iris Energy had that bearish divergence. We called it out in real time. Then started to break back down, putting in lower highs, right? Still bearish on Iris Energy after hitting 4 out of 4 targets to the upside. No, these are longer term targets. Hit 3 out of 4 longer term targets to the upside. We're going to make it, hopefully. Bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. We talked about it. We covered it. If you're in it, you probably didn't take profit. So now that it's breaking back down from a more parabolic upward trend line, what is your plan? Do you have one in place? I don't know if you do or not. It's none of my business if you do. Probably, probably Tesla, John. Could that be a lower high on MIGI daily? Probably, right? If you're seeing it on other Bitcoin mining stocks, probably. I was getting overbought, wicked all the way up on Cypher Mining to $8, followed by a reverse candle and a bearish engulfing candle all at the same time, right? Speaking of MIGI, right? It is possible there's a lower high, right? So it did pump all the way up to $1.90. It was overbought. There was a reverse candle, came all the way back down, fought all the way back up. Could have put in a lower high at $1.79, right? All the way back down over here. And now it has another pending sell signal over there. So probably even put it like that, right? Probably even draw it out like that. Let's see. They're wild animals, right? They are wild animals. So they pump hard, they dump hard. Probably most people shouldn't be trading them. Probably if you don't have a take profit strategy, if you don't have a stop loss strategy, if you don't have a I'm good at buying but not good at selling, then you probably shouldn't be trading in the first place, and you definitely shouldn't be trading these high risk assets, right? Hive, obviously Riot hit 3 out of 4 targets. Hive reversal candle yesterday. Slight bearish divergence followed by a reversal candle yesterday. So there you go on Hive. Slight bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. Is Hive going to follow some of these other Bitcoin mining stocks? We don't know. We don't know. It did hit 4 targets out of 4 targets to the upside the last couple of days, and now it's starting to break back down, kind of letting the trending dots catch up. Keeping in mind that a lot of these are still bullish on the weekly chart, right? So doesn't mean it couldn't come all the way back and test these trending dots all the way back down here. It is possible, right? We're only halfway through the week. MIGI, right? Still above the trending dots. Cypher mining still bullish, right? But retracing some of these moves, we're gonna make it. Hopefully, right? We're all gonna make it. 19 still bullish, still bullish. But Irish Energy also had the reverse candle on the weekly chart, and you saw what happened last time. So we don't know if that's going to happen again. It's just something to be aware of and make sure your plan is dialed in. CLSK had those reverse candles over here. Never filled this gap over here yet. Bitfarm, Hut, still ultra bullish as of right now. As of right now, we don't know. We don't know. You have the training dots way back here at $12, right? Apple, reverse candle, bearish engulfing candle on the weekly chart. Woo! Right? Right? You have the training dots back here as well. So, what else? What else? Let's take a look at Veritone, right? Hit one target so far on the daily chart. One target so far, possible higher low. We'll see if it continues upward, hits 4 targets or not. Lemonade, still ultra bullish, but letting the trending dots catch up as it's consolidating sideways. Doesn't mean it couldn't come back in for a retracement, right? So just be aware of that. What is your plan of attack? Or maybe you already attacked. What is your plan of swing trading? Are you a swing trader, right? What's happening? There's the new uptrend. Speaking of upstart. So we talked about this. We covered this when it got ultra bullish over here on upstart. Nice breakout to the upside. Filled that gap over here. Filled the gap nicely. And then indecision candle followed by a reversal candle, right? And now here we are. We drew this out back here, right? We drew this out back here. Maybe it comes all the way back down. And here it is coming all the way back down. There's a gap down here. This is why we kind of drew it out, is that there's a gap down here as well, right? So a gap here might be getting filled here in the near future. It is possible, right? It is possible. So we'll see. We drew that out in advance, and here we are. right? Labu still currently bullish. Came all the way back down the trailing dot. Still currently bullish as of right now. What else? What else? What else? What else? Anything else catches our eye? Let's check in. SoFi, right? We covered that. We talked about it. Nice breakout. Reverse candle. Come all the way back down the trailing dots. We drew this out back here. Would it come back down? Maybe it comes back down even further. It is possible. We have to move this down possibly, right? What else? What else? What are we at? 42 minutes? We got a lot of requests too. So I think we'll call it there. Natural gas. What else? What else? Lucid. Below the train dots. What else? Bonk. Okay. I think that's about it. I think we'll get back to it on let's circle back. Yeah, Lucid. Back below the train dots, Matthew. Yep, covered it quickly. Howdy. Didn't see this comment earlier. That's interesting because it was before 2:17 p.m. Interesting. So that was yesterday. But it just showed up after. Okay, cool. MIGI, yep. MU, Martina, you got it. MU. Oh, nails on chalkboard. There you go. NASDAQ, MU. Ooh, man. So what's the play? Could you please have a look at MU? What are you looking at, Martina? Are you looking at catching a falling knife? Are you shorting it? Are you in a short? Are you looking for it to find bottom? Right? So Micron Technology. I'm assuming this was bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle and or a bearish engulfing candle. Right? You can see it's fully engulfing that last candle. Looks like a lower high over here, followed by a sell signal, and now it's breaking down. Filled this gap over here. There's a gap here. Not a huge gap, but still a gap. This is a bigger gap down here at $96. So you got a gap there. You got the 200-week moving average all the way down at $75, right? $75. Probably more like that, right? From here, let's see, eyeball test. Yeah. Seems like it's possible that this gap could get filled, right? It's possible. That's the daily chart. Weekly chart had a sell signal last week. When you look at it from here, right? Seems like there's a lot of room possibly to the downside. There was even bearish divergence on the weekly chart. So you've got longer term bearish divergence as well. And doesn't mean it couldn't get a bounce along the way because the trending dots are still back up here at 128. So it could catch a bounce at some point, whether that is like comes back down, catches a bounce, puts in another lower high, right? And then maybe continues down and you see the 200-week moving average, right? Maybe retest that at some point. Takes time for it to play out, especially on the weekly chart. You can see the trailing dots maybe starting to curl back over as well, right? So it is possible, for visual purposes. That's my trailing dots, and let's see, for visual purposes, that's my 200-week moving average, right? So, but as of right now, it's dropping on the weekly chart. It's bearish. It's dropping on the daily chart. It's bearish. There's that gap at $96. You get the 200-week moving average down there that hasn't been retested since November 2023. So, based off that trajectory, that kind of draw out that idea that maybe it's a year later that it retests the 200-week moving average. We don't know if it will or not, but as of right now, as a possibility, it's just breaking down right now. There's an RSI sell signal on the 2-week chart. Pending RSI sell signal on the 2-week chart. There's bearish divergence on the 2-week chart, followed by a reverse candle. that doesn't seem good, right? If you're bullish, that doesn't seem good. It seems like a longer term trend is changing. Look at this, the difference on the 2-week chart over here, right? We don't need the MACD. You got this bullish divergence on the 2-week chart, followed by RSI buy signal, and you can see what happened after that, right? From the RSI buy signal, what a move that was. From there to the reversal candle after divergence, bearish divergence, you can see it was 462 days. So was that about a year and 1/4 roughly? Uh, Somewhere between 1/4 and 2/4, half a year, right? So that was a long uptrend. Now you have the opposite. Now you have the bearish divergence followed by a pending RSI sell signal, right? So you can see it drops much faster than it does. Takes time to build up, and so are you trying to catch a falling knife? I don't know. I don't know what your plan of attack is over there, Martina. Bottom. What does that mean? You think it's bottom right now? Or you're looking for a bottom? Yeah, I would wait patiently on this one. Okay, that helped. Thanks. I am looking for an entry point. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So patience is going to pay off on this one, right? Because what happens is the experts out there, the experts will literally buy the dip all the way down, right? The experts will buy the dip all the way down. So I'm not saying it won't reverse back around, but the probabilities, in my own personal opinion, since you asked, is that the higher time frames are flipping around bearish. The daily chart's already bearish. The weekly chart's already bearish. Now you got bearish divergence on the weekly chart, the 2-week chart, reversal candles, all that stuff, right? Very similar to the bullish divergence on these higher time frames, followed by RSI buy signal. Look at that, was a long trend, right? That was a very long, healthy trend. That trend is coming to an end, right? That trend is coming to an end, and we don't know where the bottom's going to be. So waiting for a higher probability reversal, just like back here, where there was bearish divergence back here, followed by RSI sell signal back here. That was a long trend in 2022, right? So 1 year downward trend, followed by a long 1.5 year trend up. We don't know how long this next trend is going to be. Maybe it's another year as well. So the trend could be your friend all the way until the end. There you go. There you go. There you go. You got it. You got it. You got it. All right, let's circle back. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? MIGI, MU, ENS. You got it. Crypto, USDT, right? Whew, man, that was a lot. I have to take a break. A little bit of water break. I'm not in my fake living room. I'm in my master bedroom. The baby officially kicked me out at 4 weeks, right? Prepping for her to move rooms in the near future. So it's all set up. The sister helped me with that, helped us with that. Mostly, she did most of the work herself. So, what did you say, Binance? All right, there you go. There you go, Binance. Let's get back on the daily chart, right? Still currently bullish on the daily chart, right? Still currently bullish. Someone else must have had me take a look at this and kind of map it out over here. That was the last kind of like big breakout, and then hit some targets upside. Basically, I've been consolidating sideways. Weekly chart is still currently bullish. Got these eyeball tests of higher possible targets. Target 1 mostly was already hit, most likely. You got like target 2, right? Target 3, target 4, right? Still bullish on the weekly chart, 2-week chart. So that's about it. I don't really have too much else to report over there. Not much any more value I can add, right? So we'll see if it hits those longer term targets or not. Soul, yeah, I mean, we covered it briefly, Lawrence. We covered it briefly. So weekly chart still bullish. Daily chart had a reverse candle, but still bullish over here. That last breakout after the bullish divergence. What else? Both of them. Both of them. Rivian. I mean, we glanced at Lucid. Did we look at Rivian? We looked at it yesterday, I think, or the day before. What else? Rivian. Where are you? I don't know. My watch list is getting too long, right? Yeah, we talked about it probably. Hit four targets to the upside. Has an RSI sell signal. Could be a candle close back below the trailing dots. You still have this gap down at $12. So had the bullish divergence. Nice retracement all the way up 4 out of 4 targets to the upside. Got a gap here. Got a gap there. We don't know which one gets filled first, right? Which one gets filled first? That's a good question. Jasmine. Okay, we're going to keep going. Jazz. Oh, my fault. Right. Okay. Pending buy signal. Let's see. This was a more aggressive downward trend line, right? This is going to be more of a less aggressive, right? So we'll see. Maybe it regains the trailing dots and starts to break out after that. Weekly chart still currently bullish, but had that weekly chart bearish divergence to be aware of, right? Now that bearish divergence could be cleared, but then the weekly chart also had an RSI sell signal. Could be a possible lower high. So something to be aware of. Is still bullish on the daily chart. Is still bullish on the weekly chart. However, we don't know if this was cleared or if it's a trend change, right? So something to be aware of over there on the weekly chart. So if you're taking buys, I'd be cautiously optimistic. Cautiously optimistic if you're taking buys. Don't forget to put in stop losses. But as of right now, the daily chart looks like could be flipping back around bullish. We'll see how the day closes over there. S ready. Yep. Thank you. Saw that. MIGI. MicroStrategy. Ooh, 55 minutes. Oh, no wonder why I'm getting tired. MSTR. Where are you? There we go. Yep. Had that breakout, right? Still could be a possible lower high, right? Compared to over here. It is possible. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a gap left open here at 1434. Could just be letting the trending dots catch up, similar to Bitcoin. So it looks pretty close to Bitcoin, in my opinion. So we'll see how it plays out. Something to be aware of. The overall, let's see. So still in an uptrend, still bullish on the daily chart. Weekly chart. Ooh, that would be like a slight lower high, maybe even double top. Meanwhile, RSI is putting in lower highs. So you actually have sneaky bearish divergence here as well, right? So that's something to be pay attention to, is you actually have weekly bearish divergence here. So I'm glad you asked me. That's interesting. You have weekly bearish divergence here on MicroStrategy. So that's interesting. Let's see. Now I gotta look at Bitcoin. No, that would be not bearish divergence. That'd be a lower high if it was similar. So hopefully that helps. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, covered it. Yep, you got it. You got it. You got it. I think that's it. I think we're gonna call it there. Let's see. Yeah. Cautiously optimistic. We're still not out of the woods. We've been talking about it still not out of the woods for 3.5 months. We want to see it close above that 73,100 before we are out of the woods. And just so happens that's when the fractal actually takes off hardcore to the upside. So let's put that horizontal line back on. We would love to see it. We would love to see that happen. We don't know if it will or not. So we will be out of the woods when it's getting candle closes back above 73,100. Until then, we'll continue to separate the markets together to the best of our ability. And with that, obviously, don't trade until you're ready. Don't risk more than you can afford to lose. And with that, hope you have a good rest of your day. And we will see you on the next live stream tomorrow, as long as everything is on track. So with that, have a good one and adios.